What's up, guys? How you guys doing there? This is Muscle, and this is another Entertainment Report podcast. And this week, we had a very, 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 very special guest. We're talking about Mr. Troy Crossfield. He's a writer, producer, actor, songwriter, more, as you will discover as you listen to this podcast right here. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I had a list of questions that I basically had to throw away because this man here surprised me with everything he told me. I never knew his story was this deep, and he gave it to us all. He gave us the exclusives. He said when he was done, he said it felt good to really unpack. We spoke a lot. We went in depth about some stuff that he's never spoken on record before, and he was happy to tell you guys right here. So, again, turn up your speakers or your headphones, kick back, relax. This is another edition of the Entertainment Report podcast featuring Troy Crossfield. Enjoy. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com. Hi, this is Muscle for another Entertainment Report podcast, and tonight we have a very special guest in the building. We have a writer, producer, actor, songwriter, and I'm pretty sure after he comes on, he's going to name a few more credits to his title. You know who we have? We have Troy Crossfield in the building tonight. What's going on, my brother?
Man, good to see you, my brother. I'm glad to be here, man, tonight, you know?
My pleasure, my pleasure. So as I said, writer, producer, actor, songwriter. What am I missing off that list?
Oh, man. I mean, we talk about fatherhood, husband, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Philanthropist, you know, just a lot of the work, man.
Okay.
Used to be the rapper back in the day, you know? So,
okay, rapper also.
Oh, way back when.
Yeah.
You know.
We're going to get there. I'm pretty sure I know something about that. We're going to get there just now, too. So how has it been from a Canadian standpoint to be in the arts?
Wow. I can say that I'm more confident now.
For sure.
How far we could actually go and how far we've actually came from.
Yeah.
Talking about music and acting and you know what I mean, theater is a few different things. Like music always felt like you needed to go to the US in order to be somebody. You know what I mean? It was done multiple times. You know what I mean? Before the Drakes did it, it was done with the Glenn Lewises and the Tamias and like, you know, like leaving home to go make your name abroad in order to get on. Even Drake did it with Wayne. You know what I mean? So back then, we were doing that a lot. You know what I mean? Because like we kind of felt like Canada just had this. There was a ceiling. You know, but now I kind of feel like there is no ceiling. You know what I mean? And it feels good because I was like, man, like if this was our time, bro, we would have been super lit, super rich.
Crazy.
Because like, you know, my only thing back then, like, I had like 4 or 5 songs on the radio out here. It was doing well.
Okay.
But we didn't have the finances.
It was the infrastructure.
Yeah, the infrastructure
really
wasn't there. You know what I mean? Definitely like, you know, and I would shout out to even Justin Dumont and stuff like that for taking the chance on a lot of us kids and putting us on the radio. And, you know, but there was no like tours set up for us. And like, you know, my sound was more American, so people didn't really know who I was. There was no Instagram. There was no MySpace. You know what I mean? Like to connect me at the time when I was when I was blowing. And then, you know, MySpace came along and all this kind of stuff. So the game's always evolved. So I would say now is a great time to be in Toronto. And, you know what I mean? When I look at like the guys that are doing it on the local level, but doing it big. You know what I mean? Like they have the opportunity to tour, they have the opportunity to make money, like make a name for themselves, and they're not even signed. Like it's crazy. Like Pressa and like you know what I mean? I would say like a lot of these younger dudes out here, you know what I mean? Like they just have the opportunity to just go so far. So the infrastructure has definitely changed. You know what I mean? There is a system now, and you know what I mean? So and it kind of translates as well. It kind of translates into theater and film. Not so much though, because I would say that I'll just be confident. Yeah. I would say that I want my team, I want my company to be the Tyler Perry of Toronto.
Got you.
Like, that's where I would want our theater arts to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, do as well as the music is doing, but in the theater arts, film, there's not really a black film production company out here yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So I would say that there's still a little bit of things we got to work on. We got to, we got to move on, because at the same time, I'm again thinking, I'm like, damn, I have to move to LA.
Yeah.
I have to move to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I got to get visas. Like, that's where my mind is going, because I guess I need to work with them to change the infrastructure here.
Got you.
So, it depends on which area we're talking about. But yeah. I believe that there's definitely been major movements out here with a lot of things, but I just kind of feel like there's some stuff that can, that we could still move. And,
for sure.
The demographics are there now.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like 100%, especially in Toronto. Guys out here guys out abroad are like, yo, what's going on in Toronto? Me, like, you know what I mean? I want to be there.
Ever thought you would see that?
Never.
Crazy.
Never.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And what was your intro into the arts? Were you a writer? What were you like as a kid coming up? What made you decide to go this way?
It's funny because when I was younger, grade 7, grade 6, there was a rapper. His name was Gabre. Yeah. I believe he was from a crew called Gifted from Black or something like that.
I remember.
I don't know. Some people might remember who he was still, but he came to our school. I was going to Glen Grove at the time. He came to our school, and he was, just rapping and stuff. And I've always listened to music. We'd go to Buffalo, and I would get the tapes, the tapes back in the day, Father MC. I was like, yo, I used to know all the Father MC lyrics. Would you do for me? Oh man, So me and this white boy named Chris Cote.
Okay.
We would actually have a little rap group. Okay. And I was writing rhymes I had a red duotang. I was writing raps in that whole thing from back then.
Okay.
When I was 7 or 8, and then, freestyling, and then going into high school, and, just really just, I knew that's where my brain went.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't do was, I didn't do drama and all that stuff in school. But at home I did. You know what I'm saying? I was always acting in my mind. I was always writing out these plays, these skits in my head and stuff. I was doing the Tyler Perry, putting on the stupid dresses, and I have 5 sisters. I was running away, impersonating people, making fun of people. So I knew that's where my mind went when I was that age. Okay. You know what I mean? But of course, growing up in a Jamaican household, mom, 5 sisters, it's you're the only boy in the family, and have no time for them foolishness. Yeah, you should be working and stuff like that, and be a doctor and whatever. But we had it really rough as well too, because even though we were living in the suburbs, my mom had to work 4 jobs. There's nobody to help her. So
you know how that
goes.
What
I mean? Exactly. And even where I went to school, it was everybody else was able to afford a $16 ball jersey when I was wearing the purple stock one from the back. You know what I mean? So you know how it goes. You know what I mean? And back then, I thought I was going to go to the NBA. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay, so your first thing that you were looking at was basketball.
Yeah, it was basketball. You know what I mean? It was basketball at a young age. And then high school, the music and art started coming about just a little bit. Yeah. And then, to be honest with you, I didn't really start putting out music till after high school. That's when I really started to take it serious and I can do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's when I partnered up with my boy Chuck, and oh man, so many stories. I could be here for 10 hours.
Well, let's do it. Don't worry. Don't cut it short. We're talking, you know what I mean? You and Chuck, what was the name of the group?
Chuck and Joe.
Chuck and Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So Chuck, my brother, man. So I actually started out with with a guy named Kevin. Kevin Cunningham. His name is AKA Pookie.
Okay.
Because I used to be a dancer. I was a dancer in the School of Mayhem. Yo, bro, every time I got bare stories, I got bare stories.
Let's go. This is why you're here. We love the stories. The audience love to listen to the stories. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
So I used to be a dancer back in the day in a group called School of Mayhem. You know what I mean?
Of course, remember.
You know what I mean? When dancing was lit, you know? So yeah, I started off with Kevin, and I remember my first recording was just me and my sister, because my sister, she sings as well too, and like we just did some stuff. And then Kevin, Pookie, he actually introduced me to Russell, Chuck at the time, and then I would go connect with Chuck, and like we would just be like banging out songs and just writing, because he was a producer, and it was just like a match made in heaven, you know?
He produced,
and I rapped and wrote, and
win-win.
And it was a win-win, you know? And then, you know, we just developed that relationship for so many years. Became my best friend. And then, you know, oh man, I'm just trying to figure out if. So right when we were in that mix, just a touch before, I was in a group called Selfish, an R&B group.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in an R&B group called Selfish.
So you were the rapper in the group, or you were a singer in that group?
I was a singer in the group.
Yeah.
So it kind of happened before the transition to Chuck, before I started putting out music on the radio by myself. So I was in an R&B group with myself, Show Stevens, and Omar Hines.
Okay.
Yeah, we were called Selfish, and there was this label at the time called Onassis, and they signed us, and we moved to New York, and we were pretty much about to be, like, Def Jam was interested in us and stuff, specifically Rock Nation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rockefeller at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That turned into Rock Nation after.
So, you know, we were in the building, and like, you know, there's a rapper with us. He used to go by the name of D Brown at the time.
Yeah.
So that was that life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I quit my job. Mm-hmm. I left, I packed up, and we moved to the U.S. because these guys were interested in us.
How long were you out there for?
We were out there for like a few months, to be honest with you, because like, you know what I mean? Back and forth for like, I would say a year tops, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we came back because these were a bunch of great guys who had funds.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were trying to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? New York is that city that don't sleep, and niggas will come after your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just like, yo, like, you guys got to pay for everything and stuff. So, you know what I mean? They put us in a house. We were living in Harlem in a nice house, man, in Washington Heights.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, where the Dominicans are at, man. I just remember those times so vividly.
Do you remember what year that was?
Oh, bro, the years are killing me right now, though. The timelines are killing me, because I was like, yo, insert Pookie, insert Living in New York, Selfish, then insert Chuck, because the rapping came shortly after that.
Okay.
Damn, this had to have been like 2002, 3, like around those times, you know?
So where was it transition from what had happened with the group that made you, I guess, leave that group and then turn into more of the hip-hop R&B side?
So what happened at the time was I wanted to stay in New York.
Yeah.
When the label said we're going back,
everybody
else is kind of like, yo, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Omar wanted to come back.
Yeah.
Show wanted to stay, but he also had left as well too, because, you know, money done and stuff. So
what are we gonna do? We're not from here.
Yeah. So I tried to make it work a bit.
Yeah.
And then I eventually had to go back as well too, because like we were definitely running out of resources. We didn't have a house anymore. Like they weren't going to be paying for that, and you know, it was like the big dream came to an end quickly.
Yeah. Got it.
And they were pushing the rapper first at the time.
Yeah.
And he was dope, man. You know, we were in the studio with Jules Santana, like we were working on his mixtape and everything. Like it was a big deal for us back then. You know what I mean? Like to me at that time, like nobody was doing that. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, like not a lot of people know this story. I just told the story like the other day to somebody as well too. They're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah."
I had no clue.
Yeah, man. It was really it was a blessing that time. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was definitely an amazing time that was short lived.
Yeah.
So came back home and got with Chuck and I was like, "Yo, bro, let's just do this, man."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, "All right, cool. What you want to do?" I'm like, "Yo, let's just put together some music and put it out." So my first record on the radio was called Diplo. That I had it definitely was like a South feel, and I had a rapper. Her name was Benita L on it. So I wrote the record, and then we put it out, and they played it. And one day they were like, "Yo, it's on the radio, B." They're probably like, "Yo, so many people didn't know who we were." Yeah, because like we didn't have no money, so no marketing, nothing.
Hearing yourself on the radio for the first time, what was that feeling like?
I probably cried.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm an emotional guy. You know what I'm saying? And like,
you have to be.
You know, to hear that song on the radio, because it was like, it was nothing that was definitely done out here before. Like sound wise, it was like, it was definitely like had that South feel to it, you know? So, man, Chuck was just like, "Yo, I went on the radio." I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." When we heard that, because I changed my name to Joe Louis at the time.
Joe Louis at the time there.
Yeah, so my name, I made my rap after we came home, whatever. I changed my name to Joe Louis.
What was your name pre-Joe?
Because I was in the group called Selfish, so it was still Troy. Whatever.
Okay. Was just Troy under the group Selfish?
Yeah. I got you. Group Selfish, okay. You know. And then so we did that, and people started noticing us, and then. It was like, okay, where's Semi popping right now? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we did my next single, which was called Eyebrow Pop. Yeah. And then it's funny because with Eyebrow Pop, I remember specifically Chuck, he made the beat. You know, it was like doom, doom, doom. And then we do them things that make your eyebrow pop. So I was at church at the time. Yeah. And then he's like, "Yo, you need to hear this." Yeah. I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went outside, you know what I mean? Because I went to visit my uncle's church or whatever. I went outside and then I was like, yo, this is the one. Yeah. Yo, man, we wrote that thing and got it produced out, and it was like, oh, man. Bro, I'm sitting here like, yo, I was chasing dreams, eh? There's not no lie. I can stay here. You don't even have to talk. You don't have to ask no questions for the rest of the night. I can just keep going.
We're going.
So we dropped Eyebrow Pop. Right. And then it went so dope. Once again, another single on the radio.
Okay, so it got back on the radio again.
So Diplo went well, but no funds, no video. Yeah. Still people don't know who I am, but they heard the song.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And then boom, Eyebrow Pop came back on the radio again. And at the time, I remember specifically what I would do to the radio station was I brought my single, because Chuck was also a graphic design artist.
Crazy.
See, bro, I had the blessing on blessing. He was my producer and my graphic design team, and we worked together so well. Yeah. I brought, I think it was either Eyebrow Pop or Diplo. Yeah, I remember the cover for Diplo, then Eyebrow Pop. Yeah. I brought my CD to flow in with a box of Joe Louis. Yeah. Yo, bro, wasn't playing, eh? Yo, I'm not playing. Hey, let me tell you this. I went to school for marketing and advertising. Okay. You know what I mean? You gotta really have a plan. Or for sure. You gotta be that person that people are looking in the room like, yo, who is that? Yeah. You know what I mean? So fast forward, Eyebrow Pop was a success. Yeah. On the radio and everything was blowing. And then I got a call. I was like, yo, we need to do a remix.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's do a remix. Yeah. But I was like, yo, I want to do a Jamaican remix.
Okay.
I don't want to do no remix. Yeah. So I called up Sample King was on the remix.
Okay.
Big Oz was on the remix.
Yeah.
An artist named Chrome 9 was on the remix.
Yeah.
And a couple other guys came on the remix as well too. Some of my brethren, Tiba, he was from Miami and he was signed to Slip and Slide Records at the time.
Okay.
So he was like, yo, I'll be on it.
Yeah.
And then right before I was going to put it out, I got someone linked me. They're like, yo, Assassin wants the record. I was like,
what?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, but he doesn't want anybody else on it. I was like, oh, man. You know what I mean? I was like, what do I do? Because, like, I was just like, oh, man, this one's hard. That's hard for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I have those guys. Those guys are my brethren. You know what I mean?
Get you 100%. And then you have this guy here.
Who could
make it pop.
Yeah, I mean, make it pop.
What do I do?
Yeah. So I kept it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, you know what? This is one that I have to keep like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a pride thing. It was a friendship thing. But to later on, it was like, man, what if I did that?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he wanted it for his album. Okay. And like, you know, I don't know if I would have even been on the verses. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
It could have completely changed the dynamic of the song.
Yeah. And then we put it out and it went really, once again, it did well.
Okay.
It went, I can't even say it went viral because there's no such thing as viral back then. But it did well. It was all over the radio and stuff. Like,
and this is commercial radio we're talking about here.
Yeah, this was Flow 93.5. Like, at the time, and like, nobody could just get songs like that on Flow like that.
No
it
way.
was hard.
Yeah.
You know, so that was my second song.
Yeah.
That was my third song on the radio.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, so funny, I did an R&B remix, but I didn't put it out.
Okay.
I had Melanie Fiona on it. I had a couple others on it. Like, I was like, yo, if I put this out, he's gonna gun off the face right now. You know?
What happened to it?
I didn't get we never finished it.
Got you.
We never finished it.
Yeah.
And the reggae remix was going out, and it was, you know what I mean? And it was just, it was buzzing. It was popping. And like, you know, people were taking notice. But once again, it was just me and Chuck.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there was no big team around.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean, Tutus. That's when I think my homegirl, Lauren Boudram, came in the mix. Shannon Boudram's sister. Yeah. Shannon's a YouTuber. Mm-hmm. So Lauren Boudram came in the mix, and then I had a couple other of my people come in the mix, and then Omar started coming back. So things were moving again, but then once again, it was no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That always
no
seems
money,
to
no
be
fun.
the problem is the funding.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. One thing we did not take advantage of the fact that there was a grant system back then. But we kept on seeing like the same manzem get the grants. And like, don't you guys have deals? Why y'all getting grants? You know what I mean? So
it was
like,
one circle of people.
It was discouraging.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot because we didn't go for it. So how can you get something you don't even go for? You know what I mean? So like, and it's something now that I'm using for in our theater and film world is like, yo, I have a grant team now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, I'm not going to let that ever stop me again. I've already been through that where like no money, no fun, no moving forward. Like, nah, you have to invest in yourself. Got to get the right people around you to put in these grants. And even if we don't get them, we're going to have a fail-safe plan in action. You know what I mean? To move forward. So we don't end up in that position again.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was that song. Anyways, you know what I mean? A few more songs on Flow and stuff like that. And then, you know, after that, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I had like I said, like 6-7 songs out and it was doing good.
Is
and
Joe Louis on Flow?
Yeah, as Joe Louis on Flow. You know what I mean? And like, yo, I'm telling you, one time I had a record. It's so funny. I was driving in my car and then Big Page called me.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Joe, what's going on? I'm
Yeah.
like, not much, man. He's like, yo, I'm hearing your stuff on whatever station was right now, like US in the car and stuff. I was
so it crossed over.
Like, word?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, because like when I was living, I went back to New York.
Yeah.
As Joe Louis and my guy Slim hooked me up with a manager out there and stuff like that. Her name was Amaretta Shaw and DJ Dallas Green, and like they were connected to like the core DJs and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So they were like playing my stuff. Dallas Green was making sure I was like getting played on his station.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like brother, like this was like a blessing, eh? Beyond a blessing. You know what I mean? And then I could talk about music for a whole hour, and then the theater stuff for a whole hour.
Okay, so then we'll do it that way.
So you know, but yeah. Once again, the funds.
Always because the funds.
I know.
Yeah.
And then it was like also too like, I think I was afraid to be a rapper. Because
understandable.
Because I was singing and rapping. Okay. And at the same time, like, I was doing that singing, rapping vibe before singing and rapping vibe became what it is.
Hold on, let me get this straight. So under Joe Louis, you were singing and rapping.
Yeah. Because I put out a song called Miss Pretty.
Yeah.
And then I put out Miss Pretty Remix where I'm singing on it with my old group. Yeah. Brought them back on it. I had Untitled on it as well, too, at the time.
Yeah.
And same thing, a few other guys were on it as well.
I had no idea.
You're like, yo, you were signing everyone. You had no idea.
None. Zero. And I've been around for a long time, and I didn't know it was that deep. I know it was deep, you know, but I didn't know it was this deep.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
And coming to find out later, I mean, later on in life is when you find out everything. Like, you know, when one of my barber bros is like, yo, man, you know, Bear Man used to hate on you back in the day. Like, yo, how'd you get all those songs on the radio and stuff? And because, like, I would say to you with confidence that, like, I was definitely Drake Lane for the women.
Yeah.
For, like, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Like, that was the lane I was rapping in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But, like, when I was in New York, you know, you'd have the hood manager, and then she'd be like, okay, so we got to, like, freestyle. We got to thug you out a bit. I'm like...
Yeah, because they couldn't grasp that concept at that time.
At the time. Bro, I was singing and, like, rapping.
And that was...
really singing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, so it was definitely... It was definitely different, man. Yeah. Actually, even... I remember even like performing at a couple of shows, Drake, you know what I mean? Okay. Like back in the day, man. Yeah. But I haven't even, to be honest with you, I haven't seen him since this whole thing popped. Yeah. It's been crazy. Like,
okay, so when you guys were grinding, at that time you would come across him and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. A couple of shows here and there.
Yeah.
Everybody has a Drake story.
Yeah.
But
what's yours?
One time we did Shanae. She had this show called What Women Want. She did What Women Want. Okay. And you know, we were kicking it and whatever. I was like, yo, this is when, you know what I mean, he was buzzing, he was, you know what I mean, he was doing his thing, and like this was obviously after we did a couple of shows and stuff like that. But like, you know, we kind of knew who each other was. Like, it was so funny. Actually, Drew Dazzle's the first person that made me meet Drake.
I know.
And in a studio that I can't remember his name, but like Aeon and Drake were there the same night. Okay. But he's like, yo, you need to meet this guy. I'm like, all right, cool. But fast forward to What Women Want. It was so funny. I think I had a flight booked to New York. I was like, yo, I gotta go to New York. Yeah. And but there was this girl at Drake met. He's like, yo, Troy, man, bro, you gotta come with me to go meet this girl, you know? I was like, all right, cool. But then in hindsight, I'm like, yo, I'm going to New York, man. When I come back, we'll go meet the thing. Because he saw her, one of my homegirls some more. Her body was big. She had a big body. So I forgive me, any kids
lying about the BBW. So.
You know, she had a, you know. But like, we were going to go check her and thing. I'm like, yo, man, I got to go to New York, bro.
Yeah.
But like, you know, maybe when I get back. But then after that, like, life just happens. And like, 'cause sometimes you just miss that opportunity.
Yeah.
And who knows what that opportunity could have spawned if me and him took a long drive to go. It sounds like a groupie thing, but like that was my Drake story.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. One of my brethrens, D10, takes care of his stuff. And like, you know what I mean? I know all of those guys, like Wanda and all of them. Like, so everybody knows each other from back then. Yeah. Because we were all grinding. So, you know what I mean? I'm just really proud of him and where he brought our city and stuff like that. So it's really dope.
That's dope. I didn't listen. I feel like all these questions I have on this iPad, I need to get rid of because you came left field and totally blindsided me. Totally, I had no clue because what I was going to say. I said, okay, I know of Joe Louis, but then how did you get to Disturbing the Peace? That's what I was going to ask you. I knew from there, but I did not know pre there.
So, wow. All right, so this is good. So Joe Louis is the reason how I got to Disturbing the Peace.
Okay.
So, years are always like hard for me to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Because my mind just like moves so fast, and I wish I would have wrote down more of my history, and I want to do that for my kids so they can know where like, oh, Daddy was here, and there.
Thank God for the internet now.
Thank God for the internet, so you can find stuff and whatever. So there was what's our yearly music conference that we had down here, the big one?
Yearly, not the Canadian Music Week.
Canadian Music Week.
Okay.
So a gentleman at the time, who's now my brother, his name was Picasso. Okay. He was working for Brian Michael Cox. Okay. Brian Michael Cox couldn't make it, so I think he went in his behalf to talk about the music industry and stuff like that. So there was a panel, and then Picasso was on it talking about the music industry and stuff like that. And then we were in the lobby after. I was like, yo, you know what I mean? Shook his hand and stuff like, good to go. Then I just heard him. I was like, yo, man, I'm kind of hungry, man. Y'all got any Jamaican spots around here? And I'm like, yo, I'm the guy. You know what I mean? I was with my boy Mike at the time because, you know, we just went to go, you know, Michael, he was also a rapper as well, too. Okay. And they were like, yeah, let's go eat. So we went to go eat. And then he's like, yo, man, anytime y'all come down to the States, whatever, I got you. No worries, man. You guys show me bare love out here, you know? Well, we weren't using bear at the time. Yeah. But like, he's like, yo, you guys show me love out here. So, you know, so it's like, all right, cool. So then a few years later, like, I was just sending him music consistently and stuff. And then he was just sending us stuff to write to as well, too. I'm like, hey, I'm a writer. Yeah. Whatever. And like, you know, so he's like, yo, what do you have? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to put together this project and I'm going to come to Atlanta and see you. Yeah. So I put together my project, and then at the same time is around when I started connecting with Untitled at the time. And I was like, yo, my boy Sammy from Untitled, he's the engineer of the group. It was him, Nix, and Temmie at the time. Yeah. So they were like, you know, they were grinding. They had like a lot of songs on the radio and stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of like, it's so funny. We all kind of had parallel vibes. And then, you know, Quinn May back at the time as well too. So I put together a project for myself. Untitled had the EP that I wrote on as well too. Okay. And then Quinn's project. And then we're like, all right, yo, I'm going to go to Atlanta. So it's funny because I went to Atlanta with Chuck. Yeah. Ah, dang. The stories. I got to write down these stories, man. Yeah. Because like,
they're gonna come back to you. Yeah.
I know, before I forget them. It's just because timelines, you know? Like, it's
and so much going on.
So much going on. Yeah. So drove down to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Actually went there with Chuck one time, and then we did some stuff. Came back home, and I said I'm going back. So Quinn and I drove down to Atlanta, and then I brought all the stuff with me.
Yeah.
And then Picasso was like, no, you got to come back.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I got to meet these guys, Untitled. I'm like, and your project, and Quinn is like, this don't make no sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it happened where we went back home.
Yeah.
And then we went back, and then that's where everything happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where everything happened. And the funny thing as well too, I didn't mention, is that when I did my Miss Pretty remix, Untitled was on it. Actually, T- actually produced it at the time.
Yeah.
So for me, as soon as we got through those doors, like they were like, "Yo, we're not letting y'all leave until you sign." So it was
that's
like,
how serious it got.
Yeah, that's how serious it got. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, you know, because
so by then this would be the second deal you'd be entering.
Right. So exactly. But that first Onassis deal was done.
Got you.
You know what I mean? This was me as a songwriter. So
okay.
It was so funny too, because Picasso was like, "Yo, do you want to join Untitled?"
Yeah.
Before we make this situation a situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hindsight, I'm not sure. I felt like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not going to join something that has already been together. I wanted to see something happen organically.
Okay.
And I ended up being their main writer anyway, and the writing got them the deal with Sammy and with them. You know what I mean? As like, we worked in it together as a team.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep doing that. Because like, they were like, okay, cool. We're going to put out Untitled's project first. Because like, there's no male R&B group out right now. These guys are dope, and we can make this thing work. So it was the old school thing. It wasn't like what are your numbers on MySpace? And like, you know, who are you guys? It was like, we sang for Jeff Dixon, and Jeff Dixon, he's hard, man. Okay. There's 3 partners to DTP. Yeah. Ludacris, Shaka, and Jeff. Okay. And Jeff is like the one that everybody's afraid of. Yeah. Because he's a New York guy. He's no nonsense, whatever. Yeah. Jeff and Shaka are brothers, but like, Shaka's like the nice guy, the good at the glam, the like, you know what I mean?
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And Jeff was like bad cop, but Jeff really loved us. Yeah. So that's how we moved things really quickly, you know? And so they're like, okay, we're going to sign you guys onto a deal. Yeah. So they signed Untitled to a record deal, and they signed me to a songwriting deal with Untitled. So they had 2 situations. Yeah. And then they're like, they're looking at options for Quinn as well too. And so I signed with them at that time. And then Untitled went to New York, and then Def Jam was like, yeah, we want you guys.
So you guys had signed with DTP, or what kind of deal did you sign with?
So I signed a publishing deal with Disturbing the Peace and Sony ATV. Okay. I'm still with them. Yeah. So Untitled also signed a publishing deal with Sony ATV and Disturbing the Peace. So we signed together as a collective called the Autobots.
Got you.
Right? Yeah. For songwriting. And then they also signed outside of the deal as an Untitled, the recording group.
To Def Jam or to Disturbing
the Peace? To Disturbing the Peace. And then Def Jam also signed them as well too. So, brother, let me tell you, man.
I'm listening.
Brother, I know this is like, there's so much right now, bro.
I'm listening. Don't stop. You got me. You got me. Bro, hold on. Before you continue, I gotta put this on the record. I've had probably 20-something guests and boss out of everybody. They were all amazing, you know. But you have shocked me. All of what you're telling me, I did not find. I had no clue. I'm telling you what I have here, I'm going to throw it away. Bro, I'm not asking you these questions. It does not make sense.
You wouldn't find any of this on.
This is... Troy, continue, please. Continue. Continue, please.
So, so they went to New York, West off to New York, signed, and we were living in Atlanta, man. We were living in Atlanta, and it was rough.
Yeah.
You know, It was rough because we were in hotels, we were in rooms on mattresses and stuff, and then, it was hard because they expected us to be able to cope out there as quote unquote grown ass men.
But you're not from here.
Yeah. No visa. You can't just go get a job. You can't just go work. It's like it's either you're here or you're home.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Luda was popping.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to say, okay, I'm thankful for my blessings and I have to be careful with this as well too.
Okay.
I don't want to say that like, okay, I just got to be careful. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we were also trying to get other people on when we went out there.
Yeah.
I brought Tory Lanez project to them. Right? We brought T-Minus. I was bringing them Boy Wonder. I was like, we were playing their stuff. Boy Wonder was already popping at the time. Don't say this wrong. He was already popping at the time. And then Luda came out with How Low.
Yeah.
How Low Can You, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like T-Minus did that record. And like, we were advocating for a lot of those things to happen.
Yeah.
Okay? But what I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
Being signed to a label with an artist at the head is hard.
Understandable.
Because
100%.
As soon as they're ready to jump, everybody has to fall back.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, you know, Titty Boy at the time was like, you know what I mean? Like, there were so many of them. Like, we were just all around the label and like...
So Titty Boy as in 2 Chainz now?
Yeah, Titty Boy is in 2 Chainz, Sharifa, artist on artist. Everybody was kind of like at the helm, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because Luda is out doing his thing, so everybody has to follow his lead?
Yeah, everybody has to follow his lead, or when he's going, it's going to be too busy. But Untitled was doing great.
Yeah.
But I think what they were expecting was that for Untitled to just blow.
Yeah.
And the way that we've seen it here happen is that the artist has to have your hands in it. Has to get their hands dirty in it in order for you to be that way. You know what I mean? You got to be. You need that super cosign. And it was weird because, like, even though they were signed to Def Jam, they had, you know what I mean, we had a lot was happening.
Yeah.
Luda did a verse on one of their records that I wrote with them and Ryan Leslie called Pour Out a Little Liquor. Yeah. And then they were like, yo, do you like the verse? The verse was okay.
Yeah.
The verse was no, but I mean, Luda's a dope writer. I was like, yo, the verse is cool. The verse is cool. But they're like, okay, well, let's send it back. Mm-hmm. And I think that was like one thing that, like, I don't know if it would have hindered us, whatever. But I mean, like, if Luda sent us a verse, bruh, because he was so busy. He was so busy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of days that man were falling asleep in the studio, bucking and all these things. Like, yo, we were like living in the studio and eating like Subway and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like,
the grind's not easy, you know.
The grind is not easy, but we were there, man.
Yeah.
We were there. Like, we were in the industry, in the business. Like, people can't find this stuff on the internet. What I'm talking about right now. But what I wanted to say is that we did our time.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? God was like, this is not the thing I want for you.
I hear you. Yeah.
My girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Well, she's my wife now.
Yeah.
But Quinn, she got pregnant.
Okay.
And then we're like, yo, we got to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a serious time because it was just like, yo, like Quinn was like, yo, like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Sleep on air mattress and stuff. I'm gonna take my ass back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go finish school. Like, can't be waiting on this. You know what I mean? And then I was like, you know what? I have to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was still trying to make it work. I would drive to Atlanta by myself. I would spend a month and then return home and then go back. And then the guys, Untitled, I kind of wish I would have stayed some days.
Okay.
And I wish we would have made it work with our daughter. But it was hard. Yeah. It was hard for Quinn because... Especially because, like, Untitled was a focus. And still there was no really, like... There was no plan.
Yeah. It's just we're here and we're going to try to figure it out.
Yeah, so everybody, we're all trying to figure it out together.
Yeah.
But Untitled is at the front.
Yeah.
And they haven't figured out what they're doing exactly with them yet.
And
you know what I mean?
Have Luda, the big act.
Of course, Luda, the big act in front of everything.
Yeah.
You know? And then, of course, they had their other players as well, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, one of the things they were like, yo, Joe, I like your music. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I shied away from it because I'm like, man, you guys have all these great rappers. Like, where am I going to fit?
How do I fit in this situation?
How do I fit in this? But, like, if somebody's giving you something, you have to take it.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't take it.
Yeah.
I wanted to serve my brothers.
Yeah.
To make sure that they were good.
You're hurt, bro. You're hurt.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to serve my brothers to make sure that they were good. Because, like, I could have continued on, found sessions and done my work and stuff like that. And, like, you know what I mean? Still put out stuff back home and everything. But, like, my heart wanted it so bad for them.
Yeah. That's what it really was.
But I could tell everybody this. No matter how much you want something for somebody, if they don't want it for themselves,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
at all.
It's not gonna work. You are not. I can mash down this wall with a hammer. Water's not gonna come from me mashing on this wall. It's not. It's not. So, brother, I've been through a lot.
You don't have to, as I told you, you don't have to.
You know, I've been through a lot. The guys, they definitely went through a lot. Quinn has gone through a lot and stuff. I can only tell my story, my part of the journey.
Yeah.
And this was my part of the journey, man.
Yeah.
And, like, I came home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was me and Quinn, we were fighting. I came home.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, yo, we're about to have a child.
We got to figure this out.
We got to figure this out.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, there was no excuse. Like I said, I was still coming.
Yeah.
But things just became different, you know? I believe L.A. Reid at the time, he got fired. He got let go from Def Jam.
Okay.
And the guys were in a scramble because the new people came on and a lot of L.A. Reid's project got dropped.
Got you. And you guys were part of the L.A. Reid project?
Untitled was, yes, as artists. Yeah, they were signed to Def Jam because he was
under L.A. Reid and stuff.
Yeah, under L.A. Reid's helm. You know what I mean? He was the main man at Def Jam at the time. And then they let him go. And then all of his artists got dropped that he signed. That's Untitled being one of them. Bro. Yeah. It's the business. You know, these guys were on BET performing at 106 in Park. You know? And, like, brother, like, it was a lot, man. It was a lot. This is man. So, let me fast forward.
Could you please not?
I know, right? Yo, let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you. So, came home. I had our beautiful daughter, Soraya.
Yeah.
And I was always acting though in plays and theater and stuff. And man, I came home and I started diving into that stuff again.
Okay.
You know, I was still traveling to Atlanta, back and forth, but the guys were definitely going on their own journey, and I saw that happening very quickly.
Yeah.
And as much as I was reaching out and everything like that, like they say, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it became a thing where like I said, I was trying to go down every other month or whatever, come home, take a break, go back. And then,
just to stay active.
Just to stay active,
yeah.
And continue, quote unquote, living up there.
Yeah.
But things got different.
Yeah.
Really quickly. And they definitely went on their own journey.
Okay.
As I was going on mine.
Yeah.
So, wow. Years went by.
Yeah.
And, you know, the group didn't get to the height that it was supposed to.
Okay.
So, Sammy and I from the group, we still write together. That's my brother.
Okay.
They're all my brothers. But Sammy and I, we still continue to work up until this day.
To this day. Okay.
You know, I know Temmie's doing his artistry as well too, and it's amazing. And you know, David's married now and stuff.
Okay.
And I got married and everything as well too. So God's just always looking out, man.
Yeah.
'Cause came home, started working, and then Tutus ended up working with Kardinal. You know? Ended up working with Kardinal, and like it was weird because I was working with a few people, man, but you know, somebody's like, yo man, you need to meet Kardinal. You guys are what? You guys have done all this stuff, like, yo, come talk to Cardi, whatever. And then like we instantly just connected, man.
Just like that.
Great guy, great brother. And you know, it's a couple years after my daughter was born, so like things with me and my wife, you know what I mean? Well, my girlfriend at the time, you know, life was good, and we're like, okay, what's the next step? So we were still working on music, her music, and everything, and then we connected with Cardi, and then boom, bam, he was just bringing us around everywhere.
Okay,
you know. It's hard to fast forward, but like we were definitely working on some stuff for Quinn, and I was just more of a writer. I was just exposing myself more as a writer than I was as an artist. So Joe Louis started to fade.
Yeah.
After Atlanta, Joe Louis started to fade.
So what was the Kardinal situation like? What was that like?
It's like the same kind of vibe as it is right now.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He's a vibe person. It was so funny because I remember back in the days, like me and Chuck used to try to hand out CDs of our beats and stuff like that in the cold dead of winter. Like, all right, cool. You know, I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, Kai, you know, I was out there handing out CDs to you, you know that. Man was out there handing out CDs to you.
And then organically connected.
Exactly, nothing before its time. You know, so this whole thing that I'm going through in life, like God is like nothing before its time.
Yeah.
'Cause the year that I met Cardi was like whisk. He's taking me like you know what I mean, with Akon for my birthday dinner and all this kind of stuff, Tip Festival. He's taking us everywhere. Like
Kardinal during that Akon period.
It was after Dangerous.
Yeah.
But probably like a year or two after, probably I would say. Okay. So him and Akon definitely had an amazing relationship.
Yeah.
And like Harry's like, yo, come. You know what I mean? And like took me to all these TIFF events and all this kind of stuff. And like, you know, because like we just connected instantly. It was a vibe.
Yeah.
And like Quinn is like, yeah, you guys vibe, you know? And then we were just building, writing music, writing stuff for him, writing stuff for other people and stuff. Because one thing I really like to do is write. And then I was getting married, and then I was like, yo, bro, would you be one of my groomsmen? Yeah. He's like, okay. Yeah. No problem. Okay. Yeah. You know, so, you know, married Quinn. But during that time, like, we created a lot of great records, and like, I was actually on his album. I wrote some songs for his album as well too. Yeah. So it was crazy, man. Me and Sammy, we just kept on going, and we're still writing partners in our Autobots group. I mean, we're still signed. Yeah. You know, to the label situation. To this day. Yeah, to this day. Still on my deal with Sony ATV and Disturbing the Peace. Yeah. And you know, like, they still look out for us. Yeah. So. Man, so years later, I was like, you know what, man? Acting was always something I was part of. I was always doing 2 plays a year and stuff. I was in Darren Anthony's Secrets of a Black Boy production. And like, you know, we went on tour with it, and, you know, Cheryl Nemhard's, My Brother's Keeper. Yeah. Like, bro, I was working. Yeah. I look back and now it's like, what? Damn, I'm like, what? I was just talking about music, and acting was happening parallel to that. You know? So it's like, I was like heavily involved in both. Damn. Yeah. Damn. I was doing mad plays. Yeah. Carl Hutchinson, I was like, I had a small role on Kinking My Hair. Yes. Like, I was Donovan. Always like, yeah.
Season 2, episode 9. Yo.
I know. But it's crazy because I was always like working, man. Yeah. And then, because as you know, like, I was in Dwayne Mitchell's place, start off. I have like a list, like, my resume is like stacked.
You don't have to tell me twice.
And then I'm like, yo, I'm going to write my own one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff happened in the music, and that would be a whole another podcast one day.
Okay.
Where like some stuff happened working with artists and stuff like that, and like I honestly got tired of working for others.
Give me one situation, and then we'll get to the theater stuff.
One situation?
One situation.
Oh, man, bro, I can't. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Buddy, Troy, I had zero idea that this is what was really going on.
I know.
Zero.
I know.
Wow. This man said, yeah, Teddy Boy was over there. We were talking to Chains. Yeah, Ludacris was over there. Kardinal, what's his name? Kanye, Drake was over there.
I know,
in New York. Then I went to Atlanta. Then we're just over here. That's it. Nothing too big. Just another day.
Yeah, just another day.
It's crazy.
Brother.
Yeah.
So, long story short.
Yeah.
I was giving myself up to everybody.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I wasn't believing in myself.
Understand you 10 million %.
Because I always said in my mind that I want to be a servant leader.
Got you.
I want to lead from behind.
Yeah.
And help others pursue their dreams and move forward.
Yeah.
And man, I can't do it. But I would say that I was investing in others' dreams and gifts and talents.
Okay.
And it just came back to to hurt me.
Yeah.
You know? You'd invest your time and then people would leave.
Yeah.
And there was one time it caused a whole lot of drama and mess.
Okay.
You know, a whole lot of drama and mess. And like, I'll always love people.
Yeah.
And I'll always admit my wrong and ask for forgiveness and stuff like that, you know? Man, But I decided after that, I was like, yo, I'm going to go back to a love that I've been ignoring.
Yeah.
Writing.
Yeah. That's your true, would you say through everything you've been through, that's your truest passion?
Telling stories, man.
Yeah.
Going in my head.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Pictures in my mind. That's my truest
Yeah.
love, man.
Bringing it to life and seeing how people react to what you had in here and you brought it to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrote a play.
Okay. What was the first play you wrote?
Okay, I wrote like 10 plays.
Yeah.
But like the first play that actually finished. The first play that actually finished was called A Little White Lie.
A Little White Lie. Mm-hmm. That was your first, and that one came out about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When did you write that play?
I started that play. I think I started that play around the same time I met Cardi. So it's probably like 2016, 2015.
Okay.
Actually, no, before I met Cardi, I started that play.
Yeah.
Because we were doing readings in New York with my brother, Dennis Langley, and stuff like that. So I started that play. I started a web series, and then I turned the web series into a play.
Oh, so A Little White Lie is actually originally a web series.
Some of the stories from it, yes, was actually a web series that turned into something else.
Okay.
Bro, I'm sitting here like, how many lives was I living?
I'm at a loss for words.
I don't understand this right now.
I'm at a loss for words because this is unbelievable. To say the least, this is unbelievable. To say the least. What you're saying, what you just repeated to me is unbelievable.
Yeah. Why is my bank account unbelievable?
It's getting there.
Why is it my bank? Actually, my bank account is unbelievable.
It's getting there. Listen, you just telling me these stories here. It's like I almost had like a outer body experience and could picture you somewhere else really making. And these same stories you're repeating to like. We're just going to use this for example, like a David Letterman or something. That's what, no, and I'm being dead honest right now. Dead on. That's what it feels like.
Oh, man.
That I'm having an outer body experience as we speak right now and hearing you tell this, not to me, to somebody else, there, Oprah Winfrey or that's what it feels like right now.
Because, bro, I was working on these plays and traveling as an A&R, pitching people's music. I was walking into record labels, even with Cardi. We were walking into record labels and pitching artists.
Yeah.
Like, how is it? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But, so I wrote A Little White Lie.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to make this happen.
Yeah.
Finally. And then I called up some people around me who didn't even know nothing about theater.
Yeah.
Because if I asked people who knew about theater, this would have never gotten done.
So that was purposely done on your part then?
It was purposely done.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I had my brother Darren.
Yeah.
Of course, I had Cheryl and Carl Hutchison and like all these amazing directors and everything that people know, that people love.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, I need people who know nothing about this. Because let me tell you about people who know nothing about something.
Yeah.
So if they have a desire and a passion, they will get that work done.
100%.
Like nobody's business.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be 1,000 mistakes. But if you put somebody on that do not know nothing about it, they're going to research about it. They're going to find out about it. They're going to use their strengths.
Yeah.
Man, my homegirl, Chantel Goring.
Yeah.
Amazing friend of mine. And I was like, yo, what do you do at work? She's like, I'm a production manager. I'm like, I need you.
Yeah.
I went to another director friend of mine, actually Douglas Prout, who I did my last production with, and he's a Jamaican guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, he's done all the Oliver plays and all this kind of stuff.
That's where the first time I actually saw you on stage was
in his play?
Yeah, that was A Gift from
Gift
Mom.
from Mom.
Yes.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. So he invited me into a world that I've never existed in.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this, man, so many of my stories connect.
Yeah.
Because God has a purpose for all of them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's funny because I always looked up to Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Right? As like a guy who I want to write like. And if I were to emulate my career, if people ask you, who would you want to be like? I would say Tyler Perry, Diddy, Jay-Z. Because theater, film, music, and boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like in business, that's exactly what I want to be.
Yeah.
A&R, CEO, head A&R, writer, boom, boom, boom. And Douglas Prout was somebody who was working for Gift from Mom because he hired me to do production. He's like, yo, you're really good at this. But like a lot of people wouldn't know who he was because unless you're in the Jamaican world, people know who he is. Yeah. Right? But
in that zone.
In that zone.
Yeah.
He's a top director in Jamaica and stuff like that. And he's done like many productions to his name and stuff. Yeah. But you know, out here it's like the Trey Anthonys, the Darren Anthonys and stuff like that. It's a different market. Yeah. But one person who I also always looked up to when I was younger was Oliver Samuels. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, I remember I used to watch Oliver. Yeah. When I was young, and that's where I got a lot of my Jamaican patois from. Like, a lot of people didn't know that Oliver was on TV. Yeah, yeah. I think it was like Oliver at Large. Oliver at Large was on TV.
It was City TV,
City TV, or like it came on a few times. And then my mom and all them, they had the VHSs and stuff like that. So I would always like look up to this guy, like, yo. So the joke is, years later, God did something. Yeah. He's like, you know what? Your first love, you may not get to work with Oliver Samuels. Yeah. But I'm going to get you to work with the man who directed him.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I had my other team, like Jude Anthony, my photographer, was my barber. Okay. And he always had like visions of doing this stuff. And I was like, yo, bro, come. Karen Simpson, an amazing actor. Sharona Osborne was a stylist before and then like wanted to get into acting. I'm like, yo, come.
I got something.
Yeah. This sounds stupid and crazy, but this is what I want to do. Yeah. My brother, Dennis Langley, we've always been like back and forth about what we want to do and stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, I just want to write this and like, let's just do this. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. What's stopping us?
What? Yeah. Bro, because I was always focused on helping others, I never really had a chance to say, let me focus on myself because in the long run, I could help so many more people when I'm fulfilled. You know what I mean? Well, and it's not even like wanting to be fulfilled from a financial standpoint or whatever, but like if I take care of what has been given to me and my vision, I can help so many others with theirs. Yeah. Because it becomes you're not just a doer or a dreamer, you're a person who can complete something.
Yeah. And that's the magic.
Because when I see you complete something, it makes me, in turn, yo, he completed something with nothing. Yeah. I have to do it.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's what everybody around me is just like, yo, oh my gosh, I can do this thing. I'm like, yes. Yeah.
Let's go.
Because I'm like, you know what, man? I've been investing time in people who are so ungrateful.
And these people that didn't even know they had it in them, you drew it out of them. Or they had it, you know. They just needed somewhere to put it out.
Exactly. Man. I'm just like thanking God right now, bro, because like I'm telling you my story and I'm like, I don't even believe it.
Yeah. I don't think you understand when I tell you. I'm being dead honest. I feel like I'm having an outer body experience. Where I see you telling this story to somebody else. Yeah. I'm an observer either in the audience or on TV or somewhere. You're telling this story to somewhere else on a huge scale. That's what it feels like right now,
bro, man. And I pray that I'll get to do that, man. Because, man, I've been through it, bro.
You don't have to tell me. Listen, as I said, I know what I know, and what I know is nothing of what you just said. You know what I mean? Nothing. Yeah. I know of a little white lie and stuff like that. Yes, but behind that, no idea.
So then we came and we did a little white lie, and we sold out.
Yeah. What's the premise of a little white lie? What was that about?
The story was about a man who was abused.
Okay.
And he was questioning his sexuality.
Okay.
Because he was abused as a child.
Okay.
And his mother's dying wish was for him to be with a black woman. So he had set up this situation for a black woman he was working with to pretend to his mother that he was getting married. Meanwhile, he was struggling with all these issues.
Got you.
And then during that process, he found out who he was, and he was lying to himself the whole time.
Okay.
And black lies spawned off of that as well. So white lies, you have two things. You have one gentleman, his name is Michael Myers, finding out who he was. And then you have another relationship with the girl. Her name is Stacy in the play, played by Shona Osborne.
Okay.
She's also trying to find out who she is. So you have two strangers looking to find themselves, and they found it in each other.
Yeah, got you.
And we build it around a whole lot of drama, jokes, and stuff that hits home. Because I wanted to do this because, like, it's time for us as black people to be uncomfortable, man.
I get it.
We need to talk about these things,
uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, like
that exist.
You know, them things that are going, and like,
you know, she's not mad, man.
People are going back. You know what I mean? Like, we deal with depression. We deal with abuse. We deal with alcoholism. We deal with the Me Too's of the world. We deal with everything. But what do we do with it? Laugh it off? Sweep it under the rug? Or what's the spawn of that? Our children running in the streets and shooting each other.
You get it.
It's all connected.
100%. Agreed 10,000%.
Come on, brother.
Yeah.
So I want to tell these stories. And you know what? Like, people may look at me like, yo, he's just a Tyler Perry thing. That thing's going to be gone in and out, like in two things. They're the Chitlin circuit. Like, nah. That's not the plan. The plan is to plant and harvest, plant and harvest.
Rinse and repeat.
We have to. Because you know what? Our stories need to be told by all of us. Not just the ones who get into the Union House theaters and have financing and grants and all this kind of stuff. I told myself, I don't want to do a play in a school.
I rate that.
And I said to myself, I don't want to do a play in a basement dinner theater.
I rate that.
My plays have to be in a theater. Because you're gonna come, you're gonna watch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because that's my style. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do a theater play, I'm gonna do a theater play. I'm not gonna have it in a school because they have seats and stuff. It's okay.
Yeah.
I would rather sell out 5 shows in a theater that I can barely afford than have a lot of seats in a high school theater, because, like, I'm lowering my standards, man.
And I get you. I understand 10,000,000% what you mean. You know what I mean? It's no disrespect to anybody else
Never,
doing their thing.
never, it is not. It's not even.
It's just not.
It's just
your
not
thing.
my thing.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Some people like red wine. Some people like white wine.
Exactly.
I like white wine. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I know what I want to build, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, structurally, like, we need to start creating some different things out here, man.
And with the advent of the internet, it made things, I wouldn't say easier, but if you know what you're doing, things happen a lot differently nowadays.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As you said, you did the Little White Lie. How many showings did you do of that one there?
We have had to done like 5, 6.
And most of them sold out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then we turned around and did Black Lives at the Berkeley Theater.
Yeah.
And 3 of 5 shows sold out too.
Crazy. I was at the last show. And it's something that the pastor had said in the beginning is why you're sitting here today. What she had said to me was, listen, what she had said in the opening was, everything you're about to see was once in somebody's head. All right? And as simple as that sounds, listen to what she said. What you're about to see was once in somebody's head. The fact that you brought that to life and it made us laugh, made us feel away, made us almost cry, made every emotion happen out of your head, that's amazing. I create stuff every day. You know, I'm a creator just like you're a creator. I'm not a writer. I'm more editing, voiceovers and stuff like that. So I know what it's like to create something out of nothing, out of your head. But to hear somebody say that right before you watch a play and really understand that depth, that's a different ballgame.
Yo, shout out to Pastor Ruth. Oh, man. Yeah. Sitting here with you right now, I'm just like, yo, like, because there's some shows that I watch, like, I'm not a big TV movie watcher or whatever, but like, I watch like The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, okay? Yeah. I love my black people and stuff like that. But yo, white people can tell some stories, eh?
What?
They can make some twists and some turns, like,
you never seen that coming.
I remember one time my friend's like, yo, like, you low key, like, might be like a serial killer in your head. Because, like, the way you can just come up with stuff. Because sometimes people are like, yo, they need to be in a certain environment to do some things. Like, I can just turn on the light somewhere in my head and go there. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just weird. Yeah. You know, but it just happens.
It's like a gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people have a gift and some people have a special gift. You have a special gift, my brother. Oh, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man.
There's a lot of gifted people walking around, you know. But special gifts, that doesn't come around often. And you're just getting started, bro. You're just getting started. I'm telling you. When you look back and understand what it is, because again, not until we're having this conversation, you really realize, hey, you're speaking the stories, but I could see your eyes moving like, hey, you know, I'm speaking about me. It's like you don't, it's like you don't realize, I'm speaking about myself here. Because you've lived it, I don't think you got a second to really sit down and understand what it is that you lived. Do you know what you lived, bro? You don't get it.
I know, man.
Holy smokes.
When I'm sitting here like, yo, this is crazy.
That's an understatement. Understatement.
Because, you know, a lot of people, and I was talking to Picasso actually a few weeks ago. No, a month ago. Yeah, I just saw him in Atlanta. So, like, it was like a month ago when I talked to him. And he's like, yo, bro, I just want to let you know that, like, no matter what you think of yourself, he's like, you've made it.
Straight goods.
He's like, don't equate yourself to you making it to millions of dollars. You've made it because you've completed. You've finished.
Yeah. You brought it to life.
You brought something to life.
What you had in your head.
You've signed contracts. You've shook hands with them. Like, you've been in the industry, bro. You're in the industry. Like, don't ever count yourself out.
Yeah.
Because you know what? One day the light's gonna turn off on everybody. And just know that you've made it.
Bro, I agree 10 million %. 10 million, not even kind of. I agree 100%. You're living on your own terms. You create the environment that you live in now. That's making it. The money will come eventually, yeah. 10, 50, 100, 2,000 million, $2 billion. You have no clue. You know what I mean? And again, it seems to you, I don't know if foreign is the right word, but you have to remember there's people with 25% of the talent that you have that's doing amazing things out there, you know.
Yeah.
25%, you know.
Bro.
Imagine if you gave them 75%.
That have the gift of gab. Huh? With like 1% of something that they did.
Buddy.
Come on now.
It's timing and persistence, and everything you've been through is going to lead you to that big bang super moment. You say, okay, you know what? Now I understand what all of this was for. Now I get it. You know what I mean?
Man. We might need a part 2, bro.
Yeah. Listen, I will take a 3, 4, and 5.
I'm serious.
I didn't know it was so deep. As I said, I do research. I'm around. I've been around a long time. Been in the game a long time. Been around a lot of people. But I didn't realize that your thing was really that deep. You know what I mean? That deep.
It's so deep that, like, this is the first time a lot of people are going to hear about this stuff. That's how deep it is. Because, like, I'm so low-key that people don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Yeah.
I'll sit down in some environments here. Mm-hmm. And this is what gets me frustrated about home.
Yeah.
Is that I'll sit down and, like, there are A&Rs and there are people here. Mm-hmm. And, like, they treat me like away.
Yeah.
Just in my mind, I'm just like, I can fly to any label in the U.S. right now and walk into a room and have better respect than how you're treating me right now.
Yeah.
As a.
Because I'm here, because I'm local. You feel.
Because I'm local.
Yeah.
And this is why I just stay humble, man.
Yeah.
Because like I've never been that guy anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, yo, like, if we could all work together on stuff, we'd be much further, man. This 100%. Is the problem with Toronto. But you know what, though? It's biblical, eh?
Yeah.
Because even Jesus said to his disciples, a prophet will never be respected in his own home.
You have to go outside.
Because you know what they were doing? They're like, yo, who's that little sheep boy? Wasn't he just working on the street, that little farm boy, that little Joe Louis guy with that 1-2 track on the radio? Yeah. No. Dust off your shoes, man. Go abroad. Yeah. Because there's so much more out there. Mm-hmm. There's so much more out there, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to Japan and China one day. I'm going to go to Japan and China one day.
Yeah.
And when I get off that plane, picture. Because you know what? Bro. And that's what sucks.
Yeah.
Is because people outside of your main world will love you and respect you way more. And that's why I tell people to travel, man. You have to travel.
To see what's out there.
Yeah. You can't just... Man, I want to bring my shows to the U.S.
Yeah.
Because I already know.
Once they touch in there, boss, it's a different
And I want more people to see our product, man.
Yeah.
Not just here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Global.
It's global. It's global, man. All these things that we're talking about on the plate, it's global. You know what I mean? Like, This is a global thing, man.
Oh, man.
We all laugh. We all cry. We all have the same skin. Like, we all have gone through everything.
The fact that you're black and you're willing to go there on certain topics is what's going to completely open the door.
And you know what? Darren Anthony's gone there. Trey Anthony's gone there. People have gone there, man. You know what I mean? And like, it's like, yo, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Black Lives was a totally different perspective now because, you know what I mean? Michael finds out who he was, who he is now. And now his challenge is, I'm going to confront my father about what he did to me.
Okay, so it's a little white lie and a little black lie. It's like a part two, or there's certain storylines that
it's like a
through.
Part two.
Okay.
But then it's kind of almost like a soap opera.
Got
so what I'm going to do for 2020 is, I don't want to call it a great lie, but I'm going to bring it all together in one. So for 2019,
black,
I'm going to work white and black, bring it around the border. And then 2020, I'm going to bring it all together for one final show.
One big swirl.
One big swirl, man.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing some other stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Man, bro, it's so good to see you today, man. It's so good to see you today, man.
It's freaking amazing.
I got bear. Hey, I'll come back with part two, man, because bear stories I have for you, bro.
It was. Listen, Troy, I got a couple more questions, then I'm going to get you out of here, bro.
All right.
Listen, there was something I seen you doing on YouTube last year was called Mondevotion.
Ah, my Mondevotion series.
All right. It's on your hat.
Yep.
All right. We need that back, Troy. We need it back.
I know. Oh, bro.
We need it back.
I've been so busy.
Yeah.
But, like, it's so funny. This is confirmation because I thought about that this morning. I'm like, God, you want me to bring this back, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, yep.
We need it back.
You know, a lot of people.
You came in with it
man.
on the hat.
They're like, yo, like, we need that. You need that back, man.
We need it back. Yeah. Now is the time, you know.
Man.
If you're putting them out, remember, if you're putting them on every Monday, okay? There's 56 weeks in a year. All we need from you are 56 1-minute ones. That's all we need.
Yeah.
And that gets you going again. 56 of them. Troy, we need it back. Anybody that's listening that hasn't seen or heard what I'm speaking about, look it up on YouTube. Give them the official name of it. What is it called?
They were my Mondevations.
Yes.
Mondevation.
Yeah.
So it was a inspiration that I do every Monday, 1 minute. Just about everything, man.
Yeah.
We go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How to get over depression, anxiety, to have a good week, how to apply God to your goals. And like, you know what I mean? So many things because, man, this next season is going to require some hard work for some people, man.
Yeah.
Especially if they want to get out of the mundane way of living life. Like,
yeah.
So I know why it needs to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I know why I have to get back on it. And thank you for the confirmation of that, because I thought about it this morning as well too.
This morning you thought about it.
Yeah, this morning it was in my spirit. Like, you know what, man, it's time.
Right before I came downstairs and to get you, that's even why I was like a minute or two late. I was watching something. And I said, "Yo, you need to put this back, bro. If you could start filming tomorrow, you know, if you could start filming tomorrow and get that out, bro, we need it back right now. We need it back right now, Troy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's deep. Where is, because I've seen you've been through a lot in this entertainment industry. Where does your relationship with God fit in this whole thing?
Many layers, my brother.
Yeah.
But I figured out.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out who I am in Christ.
Got you.
Many moons ago.
Yeah.
I was letting other people figure that out for me.
Got you.
Rules, regulations, Bible verses. but I figured out my own personal relationship.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, you know, because like just as a father knows every one of his children individually. You can't beat this one. You can't talk to that one a certain way. You need to love on this one. That one needs to hug you. My son and my daughter are two different people.
Completely.
Same rules though, you know. Maybe my daughter, she goes to bed a little bit later because she's a little bit older. He goes a little bit early, bed a little bit later, but like they sit at the table together, they have breakfast, they're gonna have dinner. But my daughter, she loves to hug. My son, he likes to fight and roar at me. But that's the same way how it is for me. I figured it out that like, yo, God loves me individually. Because I'm being the realest version of myself. I'm not pretending. I'm ratchet. I make enough mistakes. Sometimes I cuss. I listen to trap music. I listen to gospel. I praise and worship. You know what I mean? I sow my seeds into others. And we all know that like, oh, just because being a good person doesn't qualify you for heaven. But at the same time, I figured out that God's relationship with me is very independent. And all the signs that I've seen, confirmations that I've getting, bro, it's not no secrets book. Not no, oh, if you think of it, it will happen kind of story. Like, it's deeper than that, bro.
Way deeper.
Bro,
way deeper.
This is how I know. This is what I've put in my mind. God talks to me when? Confirmations is one of them. I thought about motivation this morning. Thinking about it in my mind, filming it again. And what are you talking about to me at 8:50? I didn't even know motivation was on the table for you, bro.
Of course.
People, whoever's listening out there, I'm telling you this right now. This is how God talks to me. Through people, through confirmations of things. Like, me and my friends, my close circle friends, like, we make a joke, we're like, yo, we don't even have to talk anymore. Because as soon as you're opening your mouth to say something, it's something that's already confirmed in my spirit. So like,
it's a different level.
It's a different level. And not a lot of people reach there because they let rules and regulations and Bible verses hold them back from the truth. And the truth is like, one of Jesus' biggest commandments is, he says in the Bible, is like, yo, love your neighbor as yourself. Come find me. So it's just like, through everything that I'm doing, I'm asking permission for him. I'm going in faith because faith is a big deal for me. Because like, yo, you cannot believe in yourself if you do not have faith. And faith doesn't just come from within. Faith comes from above.
You understand.
Into you.
You understand.
Out to the world.
You understand. You get it. You know what I mean?
Bro. So there.
Troy, you've lost me for words in this podcast. Usually I'm a lot more chatty. But you got me. Bro, you got me.
Bro.
For somebody where I'm just really connecting with, this is really our first time connecting, this was serious. Serious, bro. You know what I mean? And even for, as I said, for me to bring forth the message that was in your head already and me just confirming it out of my mouth, I know this connection here is dead serious. You know what I mean?
Bro, it is. It is.
I've never done anything like this before. This is quite possibly the deepest, on so many different levels, podcast I've ever done. On so many different levels. I didn't come in thinking it was going to go like this at all. This was not the plan. You know what I mean? This was not the plan.
Yo, bro.
You know what I mean?
I was here a little bit late. We were like, an hour, and like it's almost like 9 o'clock already. So that there's something, bro. Like, I'll tell you this, man. Like, you have an amazing thing going on, bro, and a lot of people are gonna hear this, and like a lot of people gonna be tuning in, man.
Yeah.
Cause as soon as I sat down, your voice and mannerisms alone, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna be here for a while, brother.
Bro, it's just you see, when you connect with somebody, you connect with them.
Bro.
You could either within 10 seconds know, you know what? Me and this person's going far. Or you know what? There's something about this person I do not like. I don't care what you tell me. I do not like this person.
Wrap it up.
This is not this at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I even have you know what? I'm going to do it anyhow. Because I got to lighten up this conversation because, brah, you went in. You know what I mean? And for everybody that's going to be listening and understand what you just said, it's going to unlock a lot of stuff for a lot of people also. Because what you've been through, and again, you just told me 2% of what it is. That's hell back, vacation for a while, back to hell, straight to heaven, drop down to hell again, and then rose up. Your story is amazing. 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 Holy smokes, Troy. You need to write a book though, right?
Yeah.
Wow. This round here is called Rapid Facts. All right.
Okay. Oh man, yo, don't be asking me no crazy thing, you know. Oh man, don't be asking me about
this is
all right.
No, this is you're gonna breeze through this, man. Okay.
Cool. Right.
First question is, what's the wallpaper on your phone?
Wallpaper on my phone. The home screen, just the normal home screen. The regular.
Not into nothing crazy. All right.
Crazy.
What's the last thing you Googled?
The last thing I Googled, life is entertainment.
I hear you. Okay. Do you prefer fast food or home cooking?
Home cooking.
Home cooking. All right. When it comes to what's your favorite type of music?
That's hard.
Hard.
Yeah. But like, my wife would say I would listen to R&B mostly.
You seem like that type of person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely R&B.
Who was the last?
Old school.
Old school. Mm-hmm. 90s and stuff. 90s and back.
Yeah.
Got you. Who was the last person you called or text?
Would have been you.
Okay.
And Sammy.
All right. Where was the last place you've been on vacation?
Jamaica.
Got you.
No, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that was a vacation or that was work?
It was actually vacation this time.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. What is your hobby?
Because the acting and everything like that, it's not a hobby anymore. So I would say my hobby is ball.
Ball.
Playing ball, yeah.
Got you. Full circle, eh?
Yeah.
Remember you thought you would have gone to NBA, that didn't work out, and now that's your hobby.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. What song is playing in your car right now?
What song is playing in my car right now? A song I wrote. Tell me all your secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, we didn't even get to all of the soundtrack for a little
I know.
Listen, we're gonna leave it for the part 2. It's crazy. Yeah. All right. When it comes to food, West Indian food, Jamaican food, all right? What do you prefer, curry goat or oxtail?
Oxtail.
All right. I know that's always
it's
always really depends. All right. This one I know is going to be hard for you because I understand how your mind works, okay?
Yeah.
But think about it. What's your favorite song of all time?
Oh, man.
Of all time.
Dang, because it depends on the mood, man.
There has to be this one song. It's whether you're not feeling happy, you hear it, you're happy. Whether you're happy and you hear it, you feel even happier.
Oh,
if
man.
you're going through something, you play it, you feel good. There has to be that song.
Oh man, this one's hard. All right. Okay. I mean, this one's hard.
Yeah.
This one's really hard. But I guess I can just give you two, whatever. Donny Hathaway, Someday We'll All Be Free. And I'll also say there's this worship song called No Longer a Slave to Fear.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Those are ones in my mind.
Just the titles alone, I could understand why they would be favorites. You know what I mean? Especially being a creative. The biggest thing with being a creative is continually putting yourself out there to be judged by others that don't have the same mind like yours. So it's to get rid of that fear.
Yeah.
That's the biggest stumbling block in most creatives' mind.
Yeah.
Is what are other people going to say? But they don't have the gift or the vision. You do. You know what I mean? So it's what do you think? That's the only thing I'm saying. All right. One word you say too much. Good one. All right. Are you an early bird or a late owl?
Early bird.
Early bird. You like to get up early and grind. All right. When it comes to, this is the last one here. When it comes to social media, what's your favorite platform and why?
Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
You can do so much stuff. Video, post pictures, and for me, it's the biggest following network right now.
Yeah.
So and I love, I actually love it. It's an easy tool to use and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. Are you big on social media or are you just getting into it? What's your vibe when it comes to social media?
I used to chase it all the time. Every platform.
Yeah.
I was trying to be on all of it, but it's too much to handle. Now I'm just like, you know what? My IG's here, and I'll post on Facebook once in a while, but I'm not like Snapchatting. I don't tweet as much. Comes like it's
too much.
It's too much, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. You have departments that's their job. Your job is to just take care of this social media. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
Troy, before I get you out of here, the floor is yours. You want to say anything, big up anybody, you want to put anything out there, anything, the floor is yours right now.
Man, I want to, first of all, thank God
for
all his blessings and stuff. You know what I mean? Painting this picture, this vision in me and being able to give back to others. I want to thank you for doing this with me, man.
Yeah,
because
thank you.
You know what? Like, it's a lot. And I've never had the opportunity to unpack so much.
Yeah.
Just being in a room with another brother. So I really got the chance to unpack. So thank you. Man, I want to shout out my team, CrossFit House Productions. There's like 20 of us, 25 of us.
I see.
But I want to, shout out Tisha and my brand manager, Adila, and of course my production manager, Chantel, and my director, Douglas Proud, and Jude Anthony, our photographer, and media team, Karen Simpson, Sharona Osborne, Danian Lloyd, Nigel Birch, Quinn Marie, my wife and my kids. I want to shout out my family, Soraya and Elijah. I love you guys so much. I want to thank Pastor Ruth for her covering. I want to thank the artists that I'm working with right now, Jaden Lewis. Y'all hear about him soon. I want to thank my big brother, Kardinal Offishall, and the family, all the producers that I'm working with, my partner, Sammy. Oh my gosh, there's so much people I want to shout out at this time and just love on. And please don't shoot me if I forgot your name. Just know that, even Rochelle Clark, man, my homies, and, my homie McCall, Tanish Leslie. Brother, I can go on for years, okay? We're not going to do that anymore. But there's a show coming up, one that, my brother Dre's putting on called Soul Sessions. It's actually going to be happening this week. I don't know when the podcast is going to be coming out, but it's going to be happening November 17th. I'll be singing on it. So come out if you get the chance to hear about it. And also December 1st and 2nd, HSTW, he said, she said, they said, we said, produced by my brother Nigel Burch. He's also a cast member of Little White Lie and Black Lie. Yeah. He's gonna be performing his piece there with Sharona Osborne, Sajine, Danny Lloyd again, and himself. It's gonna be an amazing piece, man. It's like poetry meets theater arts. So we're all supporting each other. Also my homegirl Natasha Dina Moore, she's gonna be bringing her production back as well too from Peace of Mind Arts. The Negroes Are Congregating. Big show happening this fall. Yeah. And as for myself, get ready for 2K19, man. Yeah. It's gonna. I can't say everything right now, but like, we're moving forward. Yeah. And I just thank each and everybody for just supporting and just always being there, man. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's so hard, you know what I mean? But like, it makes things better when you're on the court and you hear your team clapping for you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? You hear your people cheering for you, screaming for you, rooting for you. And we need to do more of that for our community, man. We need to go out to these events. I know it's hard to get out to all of them, but like, I mean, we really need to go out and support each other and love on one another, you know? So 2019 is going to bring a lot of great stuff, man. Shout out to my boy Christian and Chris Strikes and Christy Mango. Wow, man. Bro, we're going to film me. Okay, let me stop talking now because I got to be careful with these visions. But thank you to Two Line Music Hut.
We're all here, my brother. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you guys so much, man. Like, yo, we did a lot of unpacking today.
Yeah, 100% agreed. 100%. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
As I said, I felt like I was just witnessing, you know what I mean, what was going on. I wasn't here. I was over there watching what was going on. They want to get in contact with you. Where could they find out about you and all the good stuff that you're doing?
Follow our Instagram page, Crossfield House Productions. Spelled how it sounds, Crossfield House Productions. And follow me on my IG, at Troy Crossfield. And yeah, so I'm just so thankful for this moment, man. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Me too. Troy, it's been amazing. Thank you so very much. This is Muscle for the Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.